cousin, it says.
Cousin.
Stay on the line while your call is completed. Long distance charges may apply.
Talking the uncle voice to him.
This is uncle, isn't it? Hey, Don. Hi, it's Jace Martin.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, how's it going, bud?
Good, good.
Awesome.
Relax.
We're I sent you the Zoom link, and I sent you an email with like the topics and stuff we were wanting to chat about. Did you get that?
No, I'll look at it though.
Okay, we're ready for you anytime now.
Okay, give me about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Sign on.
Yep, perfect. You just have to click the link I sent you, and then we'll be waiting. Thanks, man. Okay, bye.
It's the Harv N Jace show.
Ho! Here we go.
Hey,
How's it going?
good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing awesome, man.
Ace.
It's great to see you. We're on the cusp of 2021. What a 2020, eh?
How
Yeah,
was
you
that?
can't get your enough, man.
I'm glad
Oh,
it's
man,
almost over.
It's so nice that we're sitting here on the dawn of a new day era, because I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be better. It can't be as bad. Like, there's no way it could be that
No,
bad, right?
it better not be
Well,
anyway.
You know, it can't be much worse.
Right.
I think the only time that we had in the world a time when it was worse than this was in 1918, the Spanish flu,
Right.
and that stuck around for 2 years. You know, so
We got to be
that's
smart.
the only thing that's been worse than this, as far as from what I understand and the research I've done.
Yep. We're super excited to be sitting here with.
Yes, with super legendary Indigenous comedian.
Yay!
Don
Don
Burnstick.
Burnstick, man. So this is a good
Ace.
sign. This is a good sign for 2020, man.
Yeah.
That we're here with you, and it's just optimistic and
We're
hopeful.
ending the year with a bang.
Yeah, yeah. It's so cool. We want to say thank you so much for joining us.
I find it interesting because like when people introduce like a Jerry Seinfeld or somebody else, they'll say, well, Jewish comedian.
Yeah.
Or they don't say here's black comedian, Kevin Hart. But whenever they introduce a native comedian, it's always native comedian Don Burnstick. And the thing is, I've crossed over, like I've gone kind of mainstream now.
Mainstream.
I have a lot of white fans, a lot of Asian fans, a lot of black fans. I have fans kind of that contact me throughout the world, And when I first started, it was just specifically for my people. That's all I knew.
Right.
That's it was our people, right? And so my humor and my material was specifically based on that.
Right.
But what happened? All of a sudden, this crossover thing happened, and people really started jiving on my stuff, which has been really cool.
No, that's really good. It's the same thing. I'm in music, and that's the exact same obstacles and hurdles that I have to overcome too. And you're right. I do like to be introduced as an artist, and like Indigenous after that too, right?
Right.
You grew up in you're Cree, right?
I'm Cree.
Can you tell us a little bit of where you grew up? And you had 15 brothers and sisters, right?
Yes, I'm the youngest of 15.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a big family. One mom.
Wow.
My mom had total 16 kids. One of the older ones passed away when she was small.
Wow.
16 kids. And this is back in the day when, I guess when I was a baby, there were like horse and wagon and stuff like how to get around, and that's 57 years ago, so it was interesting how much it's changed in 50 years, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I grew up in Alexander First Nation. It's about 40 minutes outside of Edmonton. And for me, I knew I had a big family, but all my siblings were gone to boarding school.
Mm.
When I was a little boy, it was just me and my mom and my dad once in a while, but it was just me and my mom because all my siblings were at residential boarding school.
That's crazy. You didn't go to the school yourself?
I went for a couple days, but it was more like an accident.
Right.
When they found out that I was too young, they kind of sent me back, and I went into foster care.
No.
Wow. And then that's like a story that a lot of Indigenous people can relate to, you know, like the residential schools. I know my family's definitely had come through it. And I think it last ended on like my grandpa. I'm not sure if my parents went to it or not, but those kinds of things, they can affect your outcome in your life, right? Like, how did it change you to get to where you are? Like, you know what I mean?
You know, and for me as a comedian to talk like this, it's because we're talking about multi-generational trauma.
Right.
You know, the residential schools came in with the first prime minister, Sir John A. Macdonald. So they've always been with our people, and the last one to shut down was 1996. So they've been around for a long time. But the really dark years were in the 1900s, like 1920s to up to 1960s. That's when my siblings went, and there's some really terrible crap happened there, eh? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dark time in Canada's history.
It's crazy. I was just wondering, like, with all that family, like 15 kids, your mom, was there a lot of comedy or was there a lot of laughter? Because I know Indigenous people use laughter to overcome that kind of trauma and stuff, right?
Yeah, you know, like people who know my family in local communities, they know that we always joke around, we always tease, and that was a real coping mechanism for us. You know, there was a lot of addiction, there's violence, and there's all those things because I have a lot of brothers, right? But there was always a lot of humor. There's a lot of teasing, and that's basically what Native humor is. Native humor is just basically teasing, eh? You know?
Yeah.
When you're with your buddies and you guys are laughing, you're basically teasing each other, and that's what Native humor is. It's not so much getting up there and telling a joke. You know, that's the standard comedy sequence. With us guys, what I do, and I think why I got so proficient at it is I get up on stage and I basically tease. I tease. I talk about myself. I talk about my family. I basically just tease in a Native way, and it really took off into being a comedian.
That's what we were just talking about earlier. Like, do you feel like there's like that we were trying to say is that I wonder if that Indigenous humor, because people could call it like dark humor sometimes
we
too.
try
like,
to find the best out of bad situations, I think, because we've been through a lot of like shitty situations, I guess, to put it.
Yeah, you know, regardless of what we've gone through, we've always maintained our humor. That's one of our coping mechanisms. It's in our funerals, it's in our ceremonies, it's in our family gatherings, it's in our feasts. You know, humor is in every aspect of our culture. So, and if it's done in that way, then it's really like a native type of humor. And when I got into this, I really went and sought the advice of elders, and I've been doing this for 25 years now.
Right.
You know?
Wow, that's a nice long career.
Were there some comedians that you looked up to when you were growing up?
Well, there was not many Native comedians.
Right.
You know? Back in those days, we had no internet. There was no cell phones. There was nothing. You know, all we had was word of mouth, right? You know, there was some radio. There was a little bit of TV. Not much. Nobody really covered Native comedy. There were some newspapers. You know, like I like Charlie Hill, but he was the only one down there.
Right.
And then Winston Watney in Canada. You know, George Tuckero from Yellowknife. And these were basically the only ones. And then I sat down with Winston and George, and they said, "You're funny. It's time for you. We're gonna pass it to you. You gotta do it." So I started doing these shows, and I remember one of my first shows I did was a bar show, and I didn't like it. I didn't like doing the bar show thing. So I really had to step back and take a look at this thing. So I went back to the elders, and they said a couple things: don't do shows in bars. And I asked them why, and they said, "Well, being a funny Indian in front of a bunch of drunken white people is not good." You know. and then they also told me not to swear, not to say the F word on stage. And so in 25 years of comedy, I've never sworn.
Wow.
And I tell some pretty greasy jokes, right?
Greasy.
I do some pretty greasy stuff on stage, but I don't swear. I don't cuss, you know. And a lot of these new comedians that come up, they want to stay true to their character. They start cussing and swearing. They use puppets and they're swearing and cussing stuff. And to me, that's not funny. That's really easy. It's easy to do that, eh? Like that's almost like you're selling yourself short. Like there's so many other funnier ways to say the F word, eh? You know?
Exactly. And we're finding that out because we're a new show. We've been around almost 3 months now.
Yeah, about 3 months.
Going about on our 20th episode. And we're finding that, it's an amazing journey to start to learn about comedy because we're learning together, right?
Yeah, we're learning together. We're learning to filter ourselves.
Yeah, and it's an amazing process to even just to begin on it. Like you said, you've been doing it 25 years. Like, so that really is a lot of honing and developing and pushing yourself to be better. Is it?
Yeah, basically. And the thing is, there's a line there. Eh? There's a line that's there, and I try to cross that line. Sometimes I will. Like, some people get offended by some things I do. Like sometimes white people get offended by some of my material. It doesn't really matter, eh? The one that I don't want to offend, I don't want to offend our elders. I don't want to offend our women. So my material has changed a lot over the years. I used to do a lot of relationship stuff,
Awesome.
Who's more jealous, Native woman, Native men, and all this kind of, I used to do all it. But what I found, because people are really sensitive now, you can't tell jokes on stage like they used to before. Remember they had Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
All that stuff. A person cannot do that anymore. Eh?
Crazy.
They cannot get up there and talk about gays or talk about homosexuality or just all that stuff. You can't talk about jealous woman fighting, pulling her hair, that kind of stuff.
That greasy stuff.
The greasy stuff.
There's a real sensitivity out there now, and people get pissed off really easy. Eh? Everybody's really super sensitive now.
The keyboard warriors at home, right? They have a lot more power now because you said they didn't have that back in the day. The Twitter and all, Ray can just get on there.
Right.
Well, even the humor today, like there's so many wannabe comedians out there now. Eh? they get a couple views on TikTok, and then all of a sudden they're going, "Hey, I'm a comedian.
Right.
I'll charge a couple $1,000s to come do a show in your community." And I've seen a lot of comedians come up that way, and then when they get in front of an audience, they lose it. They have no idea what they're doing up there.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's crazy. Like I think about the comedians that I like. I love Jerry Seinfeld, and I love watching comedians like Chris Rock and all these guys talk about comedy and stuff like that. Like it is a process, right? And it starts from these from what I can gather, like these premises, and then it just builds. Like what do you find helps you when you're writing your comedy routines and stuff?
Well, it's interesting because I've never actually taken a paper.
Oh, nice.
I've never actually wrote a joke.
Wow.
I've never wrote a bit. I have an idea who this, and I just have this stuff, and then it just goes. I just trust the process.
That's it. That's an artist at his craft right there.
So that must help when you're doing in front of people, like you said, because you can just think of those jokes, and then you can just go with them forever. Then.
Yeah. No, it's having a connection with the audience. That's the most important. You want to have a connection with the audience. You don't want to get up there and read jokes and memorize jokes. That then you're not putting your heart into it, eh? And I when I was sitting there with the elders, because when I went and sat with the elders, I didn't go for like a couple hours. I went for days, and I sat with them. And they said, people are going to come to your shows. Those people are hurting. Some are suicidal. Some women have been abused. There's a lot of hurt that with our people come to your shows. So you are taking it upon yourself to heal these people with laughter. So, and how are you going to heal these people if you're swearing at them? How are you going to heal them if there's alcohol all around them? So you got to really know how to bring that laughter out in a healing way. And when they're really healing, when they laugh so hard, you're wiping their eye. They're wiping.
Yeah.
They start hitting people beside them. That's when they're really releasing that stuff, eh?
That's stuff that they carry around and they maybe don't get to talk about, because I know a lot of Indigenous people we have a lot of pride. We're really, really strong and resilient, but we kind of like learn
Kinda
to
hold it in.
keep it in
Yeah.
because of those systems and stuff that we were brought up. But make someone like come out like that's got to be a great feeling.
Well, yeah, you know, and see, there's a lot of these new comedians, these new Aboriginal comedians, and they're funny for the most part, but you know, like there's a couple ladies out there, they swear, eh? And for some of us men, we're uncomfortable with a woman swearing up there like that, eh? Talking like that. You know, my mom would get drunk and swear at us all the time, and that was scary. You know, when I hear these Native women get up on stage and swearing like that and cussing, it's really uncomfortable. And that's what I mean. That it's almost like a shortcut, eh? You know, they take
quick
a
laugh.
shortcut to the punch. Yeah, and there's so many other ways to get there, but you got to be creative, you know. And I'm so glad they didn't have cell phones when I first started, because I would have probably been this stupid stuff on a cell phone, eh? You know. And
You would have been doing the cranberry.
I would have been the king of TikTok, you know. But I really had a chance to really hone my craft, to go to the communities, to put a lot of miles, going to the reserves, going to the villages, going to the gatherings. You know, I put a lot of miles in the driving blizzards, flying in small planes, you know, trains, all that kind of stuff. I've done all those things. I put in a lot of miles with our people to really understand and grasp this thing, you know. See, because there's funny, and then there's internet funny, you know.
Right.
And a lot of these guys make these internet videos, and they might take about 5 takes to actually get a good one.
Exactly. It's
And
them
then they'll
pace it like, and they portray it as if it's reality, and they're like, it's not even reality. We were talking about that. It's all staged and thought of, and
I'll give you a good example. There's a guy, he's from Saskatchewan. He did this Native woman dance where he's basically in a porch. He's dancing around like Native woman. That thing got 11 million views because it was very generic. It was very natural. He was on the deck with some friends and he was fooling around, and they recorded him. That's some funny, but these overproduced trying to be really funny stuff is just it kind of it demeans the process kind of thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, totally. Are there some?
I love Native humor. I'm a big advocate for Native humor, but some of the Native humor kind of just goes sideways, eh? You know?
You'll have to check out our Christmas special me and Jace did. That was our first crack at comedy.
That's right. We were saying the same thing. We can't even think of a comedy duo or Indigenous people. Like it's kind of crazy when we think about comedy. So like, who can we talk to? And it's like, oh, duh.
Yeah, you're our mentor.
Yeah. We just gotta
You're
kind of
like our Yoda.
yeah, exactly. So
Well, that you know, and the thing is, I think because I don't Snapchat, I don't Instagram, I don't TikTok, I don't tweet because I have a life, right? You know, I have a.
this motherfucker's
know,
spitting.
I have about 100,000 followers on my Facebook page. I do lots of stuff on there, and then YouTube. I post some of my, but the videos I post on YouTube that come from me are the ones that are like, they're shot by professional people, have professional cameras. They're at places where like it's a concert, right? You know, I won't just take my cell phone and make a video just for the sake of doing that. You know, but some of the stuff that's on YouTube has been produced professionally.
That's amazing.
Jeez. Any shows in particular that stand out in your mind that you really enjoyed doing?
Oh, boy. You know, the one like there's ones where like people come up to me, like I've been in the business a long time now, so they say, you know, my parents were a big fan of yours. My dad really loved your shows, and when I was laughing tonight, I could feel him, I could hear him laughing with me. That stuff's kind of really powerful, like you know. That's stuff that's really powerful. So
that's the generational stuff,
right?
Yeah, and like there's a couple of casinos here. They're pretty big casinos. They have concert venues like 2,000 people. That one venue I sold out 9 times. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that's done that. You know, and they bring Jay Leno and all these people up there, and they can't even, you know. And it's really wild because I do the show and about 75% of the audience is native, but the other 25 is non-native. And I'm like, holy cow, man, what are all these white people doing here?
Ace, you're converting them.
But like it's just like the whole medium, and I'm so glad that these podcasts are happening and these other things are going on, these internet shows. See, because we have an outlet that's not being really used, eh? Like
Exactly.
APTN celebrating their 20th year, and it's just being not used in a good way. The quality of the shows are just so.
It'd be nice
not-
if they produce something like Trickster, like the CBC show that's come up,
Right.
that Eden Robinson, right? That shot's pretty good. Have you seen that
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, and like I remember I pitched them to be to do a talk show.
That would be
Right-
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just do my own, and Winnipeg's a hub. It's always got lots of people coming through there.
Yeah.
Just have a talk show with about 50 offers. And I pitched them to do that, and they went, and then it just so. And then a sitcom. I picked 2 sitcoms, and they're like,
That's amazing, man. I'm just already thinking, ever since you said it, a Don Burnstick talk show,
Yeah,
a
that'd be
late night
wild.
talk show with your comedy and the friends that you know. And like you said, you're not just Indigenous. You have mainstream friends. You've done mainstream tours with people. And can you tell me some about any?
Can you imagine my monologue?
I know, it would be so amazing.
Trump. I'll be talking about Chiefs. I'll be talking about exes. I'll be talking about.
Oh man.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah, we're getting like ripped off here. We need this, man. We got to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, we got to make this happen.
I did a podcast with a guy. It was about 3 years ago, and it was really taking off, doing well. But then, like I see you guys together. I hope you guys can continue on because you're going to get to a place where you'll either stay this and go to the next level, or else you'll go separate ways. And that's what happened last time.
Right.
It was just taking off. The other guy went his own way, right? So, and I don't know how to do this stuff. I just show up. We'll put the headphones, just go. So it really kind of derailed the process because I was really enjoying it. We had a really big cross the border fan base that was listening. It was really cool. So I'm thinking about doing it again sometime soon. It actually be a good time to do it because with the pandemic, everything happening right now, it's a good time because everybody's sitting at home on their phones.
Yeah, right now.
That's exactly why we started this show, because we didn't feel like there's enough Indigenous perspective out there. I felt like all the media that we were seeing, including TikTok and all these things, were extremely from a perspective that was non-Indigenous. So for us to talk about current things and try to make put that native humor on it is basically why we started this show.
Right. And to come up with the facts and nothing but.
Yeah, and get the stats out there.
Yes.
And see, with me, I always, if I see anything that's mainstream or whatever like that, I'll always put a twist on it, a native twist, eh?
Right.
Like, what if Santa Claus is native?
Yeah.
You'd have kids everywhere you stopped. Like stuff like that. Donald Trump, he's acting like a native. He golfs every day. He has 5, 6 kids, 3 different women. Like. So if I see something like this, and I'll always put a native twist on it. Eh?
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great advice. I know about good old Sandy.
Yeah, you had to check out Sandy Balls on the Harv N Jace Christmas special.
There you go.
He's a resi Santa. Golden Claus.
Yeah, we're inspired by Saturday Night Live too, and like the Howard Stern show and Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
But it's nice I even like Bill Burr and stuff like that. Are there anybody that you kind of watch or are interested in like the mainstream level?
Well, the comedians have been basically kind of muscled, eh?
You're right.
They can't really so a lot of them are really stepping back now, and like I like George Carlin. I like Richard Pryor.
Yes.
These guys that were really good. Too bad Sam Kinison was such a drug addict because he was a brilliant, funny man. He just came from just out of nowhere, and his his fame lasted about 7 years and then he died, right? But
Right.
what happened is that these drug problems and alcohol problems, and it's amazing. And for me, I'm sober. I've been sober. It'll be 36 years.
Congratulations.
That's rattle-worthy, man. Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
The thing that I found, because I basically work alone. I'll meet people and I'll bring them to open up for me and stuff like that. But one of the things about the comedy business, there's lots of jealousy, lots of lateral violence, lots of stuff, and lots of backstabbing, lots of bad mouthing, just stuff like that. And then you put native comedians in there, it's worse, man. Because I'm one of the more well-known ones,
Right.
right? And all these other ones, all these minions, they all kind of bash me. Oh, he's old. He should just retire.
I was gonna ask you, Don.
You're the GOAT.
You're the GOAT, but I want to ask you, do you ever see any of like the memes and stuff that you're in online and stuff like that?
Yeah, a lot of TikTok videos. Like there's some people that get a lot of memes made of them, like Adam Beach.
Yeah, Adam Beach for one too.
Graham Greene.
There's a well-known Canadian native guy. He's well known in the north. His name's Ernest Munoz. Lots of memes about him.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like a lot of memes are funny, but some of them are borderline bullying.
Oh wow, yeah.
And the thing is, like anybody can take your picture. You guys
Yep.
take a picture from the internet and do whatever they want to it.
Yep.
Right.
And if you're well known, they're going to do that. And Adam said, Don, it's just PR. Don't get mad about it.
Wow.
There's a real dumb one about Ron Jeremy. It's been a hard year, 2020. The Steven Seagal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's funny, but people can take your image and they could do anything they want to.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I never seen it like that.
I was at an Edmonton Oilers hockey game, and I was eating a hot dog, and this guy took a picture of me, and then he put a penis instead of a hot dog.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and then I went up to him, and I knew where he was sitting. I went up.
Nice.
I said, I need you not to put that online.
Mm.
Come on, it's a joke. Can't you take a joke? I said, I can take a joke, but not with a dildo going in my mouth.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Come on.
Because that's what you're talking about, crossing that line. That's not humor, right? That's just being mean.
That is bullying.
And so the thing is, like, it's my image, and people are going to do whatever they want to, right? And it's crazy what people do. There's somebody took my picture and they put me on Plenty of Fish.
Oh no, the well-known dating site, right? I don't know. You probably got millions of hits.
All
There's a
kinds of
dating
anties.
There's a dating site for us guys. It's called Plenty of Res Dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Where all the aunties hang out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that stuff just comes with it, and there's really nothing I can do about it. It's just PR, But like I said, anybody can take your image and do stuff with it. And unfortunately, some of these other comedians, I'm not going to mention any names, they will make these memes, and the real cruel ones, the bad ones,
And get their little jabs in.
yeah, and they'll put them out, and I just say, hey, thanks for the PR.
That's
I
right.
appreciate
I appreciate it, right?
You got to take something negative and try to turn it positive, right? And that's what I do.
That's amazing. Where does I guess you said that you're mainstream now, so you have to, do you cater your comedy, like you don't write any bits, so when you're talking to groups that have Asian people and non-native people, do you do the same stuff that you would do in front of an Indigenous crowd?
No. I try to make the show applicable to whoever my audience is.
Nice.
Like, where are you guys from?
We're from Six Nations, Grand River.
You're from Grand River.
Six Nations of the Grand River, yep. Near Toronto.
Holy cow. Wow. Wow. I went there. I survived it. I got taken hostage by a Mohawk woman. She took me hostage. I was trying to leave. She put a roadblock up the driveway. Like, she wouldn't let me go, right?
It's almost like the Indigenous version of Misery.
All about them roadblocks.
So what I do is, wherever I'm going to do a show, or whoever I'm doing a show for, I'll make it applicable to them so they know that I'm doing a show like that. So I'll get a little information on certain people, on sayings, on stuff like that, and then I'll just go with it, you know.
And you make them a part of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, what happens is people go, "Wow, this guy knows our community."
that's ace.
And it gives them some pride, right? They're sitting out there saying, "That's awesome," you know.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, I went to the Sanderson Center in Brantford.
Yep.
And we had 1,500 people in that place.
Yeah, it's
That
a nice
was
theater.
That's amazing. And it's a
That was-
beautiful, historic
Auditorium.
auditorium. It's amazing place there, man.
Yeah, and then they had that summer concert series there. They have one there and one in Toronto. I forget what it's called, but they had a small venue with maybe 100 people, and they had like 300 people lined up outside, and they were turning. And I'm like, why don't you guys just open it up, man? We can all fit in one car. We can all fit in here.
Resi.
They wouldn't do it, you know. That's about book another show. I'll do another show where
Right.
people are online, you know. But they wouldn't do it. They're pretty strict on their like this is what we're going to do. Our timeline. So I was like, okay. But there was a lot of people that were upset because they got turned away, you know.
Have you been doing any stand up during the COVID? Like
Most of my shows have been online. I get booked to do a lot of staff Christmas shows.
Right.
I'm doing a big casino show because I think the numbers are pretty low here in Alberta. They're going down now. So I think they're going to open up again. They're doing a grand opening of this casino, and I'm going to do an online comedy show for them.
nice.
Oh,
Right
that's
on.
going to be amazing.
I seen you were scheduled to do something in
They're
January.
not going to open a concert venue or the tables, but they're going to open up some of the food places, some of the slot machines. So it's basically telling people, hey, guys, we're open now. You know,
Yeah.
Here's Don.
And that's
So
coming
I'll-
up soon, right?
Yeah, on January 9th. So hopefully the people here in Alberta were not idiots and going all over the place.
Mhm.
Yes, and that's the weirdest thing is this isolation, staying home. Like, you know, like they told us, you know, you can't go anywhere, you can't be around your family, you can't go be around your friends, you can't go shopping, you got to wear the same clothes every day. Basically,
Feet apart.
like being married. No, remind me of my wife, you know, my ex-wife. That guy with the black and gray shirt, he wears that every day, basically, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Smell you from here. I can you smell like moldy bologna.
It's roaches.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Things I love the corn soup.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Man, it's so good. Oh my God. I ate so much last time I was there. I had fried bread and corn soup and I ate so much and I got on the plane and I farted. It was bad, man. I couldn't stop farting. Holy shit.
You know, if they got you that food from Six Nations, though, they would have found somebody who's like legendary.
Yeah, they
You know?
would have found a good corn soup.
You got to make
maker.
it for Don. It's going to be,
Yeah.
you know, you probably got a really good elder to make that soup and bread for you, man.
That has the really good food there, barbecue food. What's it called there?
Maybe
Awesome.
Burger Barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place. Yeah, so good.
That place is popular. It was even on one of the,
Yeah, it was on
a Food Network.
show.
like a You Gotta Eat Here. Yeah, yeah. That place is legendary.
I went this one place and they had a Don Burnstick cousin burger. They basically had for the day they made a cheeseburger with bologna on there.
Oh,
That's hilarious. A cousin burger.
And everybody was ordering it. It was crazy. Everybody was ordering
That's
it.
hilarious. A&W is going to steal that now, probably.
I had a Don Burnstick burger for breakfast.
Yeah.
A cousin burger.
The cousin burger. That's the name of it now.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about Netflix right now has pledged to put 15%, 30% more money of their funding into Indigenous content. I was wondering if there's anything like that would interest you to do, like maybe a special or something like that for Netflix.
I would do a comedy special.
That would be amazing.
I'll bring in like because there's about maybe five native comedians in the States that are really really funny.
Right.
And maybe about maybe about 3 in Canada that are really funny. The rest, they need to work on it. Like there's like over 300 native comedians out
Right.
there, but there's probably about maybe 10 that I would actually work with that are actually really good and really funny that noticed. And I would do a special with these guys, a Netflix comedy special.
That would
You
be
know?
Yeah,
amazing.
that would be something that we should try to get
Yeah.
going.
You know, they did one on Showtime. I think it was Charlie Hill did that a few years ago, and it was okay. I think he could have had some better comedians on there.
Right.
You know, it was all right. It was nice to showcase who we are, you know, and what we are. And what I find is that Canadian native humor is different than American native humor. When I go down when I go down to the States, I got to hold back a little bit. I got to hold back.
Wow.
You know, because if I start really giving it to them, they're like, they're shocked.
I start giving it to him.
I just said that. I can't believe he's talking like that, you know. And I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about kids. I'm talking about, you know, stuff like that, right? And there's like, who said that? You know?
It's probably like
So-
their uncle's hollering at them. You know what I mean? That's probably how they take it.
Yeah, basically, you know. So I asked my elders, I said, how long do I do this for? And they said, until people don't want to hear you no more. You
That's
know, I'm like,
great.
okay, because when COVID hit and like everybody was trying to get jobs, trying to get side jobs and stuff like that. Fortunately for me, I have a good following. I have a good reputation. So I didn't have to go and do that.
That's
I
awesome.
kept
Good for you.
working online, right? You know, like
And
what
giving
am I-
back to the fans because we're just sitting at home, right?
Right?
Yeah, and so what it did is I started doing my Facebook lives, you know, and this COVID thing really hit the entertainment business hard. You know, and it doesn't matter what race they are, black, white, everybody in the entertainment business got hit hard. No touring, no shows, nothing. So a lot of these entertainers were doing these shows and doing tip jars. They have tip jars and stuff like that. And so I started doing mine on Facebook. I didn't do a lot of tip jars. I think I did one or two, but just to see what it was like, eh? And when I'd go live, I'd have like 20,000 people at one time
That is
watching.
amazing.
There's some good
That's
numbers.
That's like sitting in front of like ACC, right?
Yeah. The full
Yeah, ba-
house.
Yeah, you know, at one time, like I had my nephew sitting over here,
That's amazing.
and he's looking at the counter and he's going, 22,000 people are on right now watching. That's crazy. You know?
That's crazy, man. But you're bringing so much laughter to these homes that we need it. We're not allowed to go out. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
they say laughter is the best medicine.
And I've been telling everyone on my Facebook and stuff too. Like you really need to be thanking these artists that are doing this. Like we try to come. That's why we did our show. We wanted to be here for people and kind of have content coming out while we're stuck at home.
Some kind of entertainment.
Yep, and I'm releasing a lot of music and stuff. But it's so awesome that you would do that. You know, like you could just go and be, you know, Don Burnstick. I see you have Ethan Bear in the background.
He just signed 2 more years.
Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
awesome.
Ethan Bear. We just got
Yeah,
done
we just
talking
talked
with.
with Brandon Montour from Six Nations.
So we would love to talk to Ethan.
Yeah.
He's an amazing hockey player. I've been following him since he went to the Ducks, eh?
Right.
You know, that guy skates faster backwards than he does forward.
Crazy.
It's amazing. And I really like following these guys like Ethan. He's going to be one of the top defensemen for the Edmonton Oilers. You know, Zach Whitecloud. You know,
Right.
Kerry
Yeah, with Vegas.
Price. You know, Michael Furlan. You know, and
Oh, yeah.
years ago when a native player made the NHL, it was because they could fight, right? You know, you had Gino Wojak,
He was my hero.
Chris Simon.
Chris Simon,
McCarthy.
those guys, native guys fighting. Then Theo, like I didn't know Theo Fleury was Métis until his career was over.
Right.
But he was a good player, right? And then all of a sudden there was this quiet part, and then all of a sudden these good players started coming in, eh? You know,
Yep.
and now we got a whole bunch of them. And the thing is, there's a whole bunch more that they just can't get past that next place. A lot of it is opportunity. They don't get a lot of chances,
Yep.
and some of it self-sabotage. Eh? You know,
That's it.
they start drinking, they start doing drugs. You know, they start shacking up. You know,
Yep.
getting married.
We just talked
And-
with. Yep.
Natives don't date. Natives just shack up. Right? You know?
That's it. Right. Until they get the boot.
Like I know when I'm ready to get serious again, I'm coming to Six Nations because a Mohawk woman's gonna lock me in her room.
She'll blockade you in.
Yeah.
I will bring you down. I will bring you down. We got a new gathering place.
Boyfriend, I'm not gonna be a boyfriend. I'm gonna be a hostage. You know?
Collateral.
That's hilarious. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, the typical ones: eat better, take care of. Because what happened with COVID? Three things happened with COVID. This last year, everybody gained weight.
Yep.
You know, a lot of babies were born, especially on the reserve. Right. If you're gonna isolate with me, I'm gonna knock you up. Basically. The other thing is that because when you watch somebody that long for so many days, you probably get sick of them, right? So there's been lots of breakups, right? A lot of these guys got sent home to their parents, you know.
You're right. With their garbage bag, right? Full of
glad
because
bags.
native guys always move in with the woman. You notice that?
Yep.
That guy in the black shirt, he moved in with her.
He moved in with
He
her.
looks like
How do you know?
he didn't say, "Hey, why don't you come live with my place?" No,
I didn't even ask. I just kind of stayed and never left.
right?
Oh my
And then we worked on it from there. It evolved.
I'm dying. You're killing me. Oh, this is awesome. This is the perfect way to bring in the new year, you know, man, with comedy, with excitement and hope and everything like that. So I just want to thank you again for joining us, dude. Like it's really been an honor, man.
Yeah, it's an honor to be talking to somebody we really look up to and idolize in the industry.
And a legend.
Yeah.
You are a living legend, man.
I want to say, Neil, thank you for having me
No.
Be a part of your program. And you guys stay safe. This COVID thing's going to be over soon. So all you Cougars, all you Mohawk Cougars, look out. I'm coming there soon.
All right. Yeah, right.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it. Happy New Year, man.
Now go.
Yep.
That was awesome. We're rolling?
Rolling
Rolling
on the Grand River.
on the Grand River. We got to make it a little bit different so we don't get sued.
Rolling.
Oh, now we're going to get sued, Harv. Thank you.
I was gonna start shaking it too.
You might as well get the legs going. Whoo, whoo, whoo.
Get down with my bad self.
You get down with your bad self. Thanks for joining us. This is the Harv N Jace Show.
up?
We're super excited to be here. It's New Year's Eve, dude.
Yes.
2020 is finally coming to a close.
Yeah, it couldn't have came any quicker, I guess.
And we were just saying, like, there's not too many stories from 2020 that we were really excited about this year, right?
No. I watched this Netflix thing about like a 2020 countdown. It was like a parody with Samuel L. Jackson, Hugh Grant, a few people. There's nothing really worth bragging other than this show coming out of 2020.
Right.
Maybe the land back stuff happening.
Right.
You know, I can't think of any positives, so to speak, out of 2020.
It's kind of cool. This is our third month. Basically, we almost shot 20 episodes, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we got like almost a full season in.
I know, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Just this little engine that just keeps chugging along. So we just want to thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
We hope you're excited for the new year. Everything kind of went to hell in a handbasket in February, March of this year.
Yeah.
I remember I came back. I remember I was in Winnipeg. I was really busy. Like Darren Ross Agency, I'm the president, so I have work with so many different artists, and I get flown around to do like workshops and mentor artists and produce artists and stuff. But I was in Winnipeg, February 27th. I came back, and it was just when all the madness and people start shutting down right around there. It's like, I can't believe it's been how many months already?
Yeah, like I went to Vegas last February, early February last year.
Right.
And it was like right after
What a
that
difference.
when all the shutdowns were starting to happen.
What
So
a difference,
I just
right?
got it in, yeah.
A year later, and like, we can't do that anymore, man.
Right, yeah, it's a whole different world as it seems right now.
Right. Don Burnstick is
Yes.
going to be with us.
Mr. Don Burnstick, the GOAT.
The GOAT. And we're super excited to chat with him. We could only do a Zoom thing.
Yeah.
We wish we could bring him in and in the
One of
studio.
these days we can get him here and get him in studio doing an interview with us.
Right.
In house, yeah.
Yeah, and we've been really, really busy to keep we're just so excited. I think we're our guests, man. We have so many cool guests coming up.
Yeah.
Jennifer Podemsky, we've been teasing her for a while.
All right. Yeah.
Right?
We got her waiting in the wings.
That's right.
And she's gonna happen any day now.
Right, but it kind of seems like it hit holidays, and when we start doing a Christmas show and now a New Year's stuff. So like, there's so much stuff to get out during these times, right?
Right. We got some good stuff coming up with Vaughn Harris.
Exactly, from the NLL.
Buffalo Bandits.
Yep.
Six Nations lacrosse star.
Yep. NHL superstar.
Yeah, Brandon
Montour from the Buffalo Sabres.
Yep.
We had an amazing chat with him.
Yeah.
So these episodes come in early.
Look forward to that in 2021.
That sounds crazy, dude.
Yeah.
We're about to step into it, but I just love how busy we've been, and it's all for you guys. You know, we want to get this content out there, but it's also for just great Indigenous content, don't you think?
Yeah. We're keeping people entertained. We're keeping up on the topics.
Yep.
Keeping me out of trouble a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And the guests that we have on, they're giving us so much great information. They're helping us to understand, like, all different aspects. Man, we have musicians and athletes and ghost hunters and comedians and man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
we got all genres really. We
Yeah.
just need some professional medical advice in here, maybe.
All right. I think we should get a costume and makeup department so we could look 20 years younger, and that would really help.
Some hair dye.
Some hair dye me drooling down my head.
Like Giuliani.
Like Giuliani. You know? I stuck it in my shirt.
Yo. Very nice. Nice.
But like, this is cool, dude. Like this kind of show doesn't exist, man, where you can just sit and chill and shoot the breeze. But then to take it to that next level of bringing in like Don Burnstick and all the people that we've gotten to talk to, man. What a pleasure.
Amazing guests. Like, we just came kind of from nothing and to where we're at right now is a great process.
I'm starting to understand why you said about this is probably one of the coolest things of 2020, right? That we got to do this. So I look forward to keeping it up and challenging ourselves. You know what I mean? And
bigger and better things.
Bigger and better
we can
things,
only
man.
Get better and move forward, people. And we want you along.
Join us on this journey. You can subscribe on harvnjace.com.
Yes.
And if you subscribe, once we get to a certain amount of subscribers, there's going to be ads and stuff on YouTube.
Every time you subscribe, an angel gets their wings.
Yeah, but we want to start giving subscribers some perks too, right? Because if you subscribe at harvnjace.com, we're going to start. We got some T-shirts ready to go. We got some mugs ready to go. Yeah. We're going to do some personalized shout-outs to anybody that subscribes on our harvnjace.com.
Yeah.
For birthdays, anything, just anything, and anything you want us to do.
Any announcements you really need to make that are important, or you think the community really needs to know?
Right.
We'll tell that truth.
Right. And we'll do exclusive videos, like where we'll release our specials to our subscribers first. So you guys are going to get to see it first before it comes out to everyone else, right? So we want to thank everyone that subscribes, and just please go to harvnjace.com and subscribe, man. It's really going to, subscribe to the show. It's easy to do. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Yep.
Twitter.
So
we're gonna try to get some TikTok going so
that's
we can
right.
dance for y'all.
Yeah, dance,
you know we got them steps.
And we definitely seen Uncle Steps on the Christmas special.
Yeah.
What did
you can cut the rug.
What did you say? He snagged a few aunties at the Buck and Doe with those moves, he said. And that's the best.
The shuffle. The uncle shuffle.
Yeah. Feet just going, you look up and the body's not going anywhere.
Right. Just steady as a rock.
Oh, man. So did you hear this is really, really cool new series coming out? Reservation Dogs.
Reservation Dogs, yes.
A play on the hit movie Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, set in Oklahoma, I believe.
Right. And it's for Indigenous actors.
Right.
It's about them growing up on a res near Oklahoma, which is...
Devery Jacobs.
Yeah, she was in the DJ Shub music video, the Tribe
Yeah.
Called Red one.
Right. Yeah, she was also in Rhyme for Ghouls, and
Right. Yeah, she's done a lot of stuff.
she's been in
Beverly's
a lot of
everywhere, man.
good movies. Yeah.
So like, kudos to her, like on this massive
Blood
new-
Quantum.
Yep,
She
Blood
was in
Quantum.
Blood Quantum.
This series is directed by Academy Award winner Taiki Waititi.
Watiti.
Yeah, he is known really well for What We Do in the Shadows, which is an amazing, like
An FX series, right?
yeah, exactly. And this show will be on FX, man.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Sons of
awesome.
Anarchy and all those
Yeah,
huge shows
That's a big time thing.
for Indigenous people.
Nice.
Yep, and one of the producers there, like they are, I guess he is Indigenous too, right? He identifies as an Indigenous artist. So, the writer and director Starlin Harjo is a member of the Seminole Nation.
Nice.
So, like, it's crazy.
Wonder if he knows Adrian.
All right, I don't know, right? An Indigenous writer producer on FX with Indigenous characters. That's got to be good news on a 2020,
Right. Yeah, that's some positive stuff.
right? That's crazy
I
because
can't wait for this show. It sounds
Yeah.
like it's going to be something good.
I guess the show is based on 4 Indigenous girls who turn to crime, but like kind of have a Robin Hood complex too. So they're doing good too. So it's
Right.
gonna be a wild show, dude.
They commit crime, but they also are fighting crime at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be a really really cool show. So I
Sounds like a great premise.
check that out. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. And then the new Wonder Woman just came out. $30 if you want to watch the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's been getting mixed.
1984.
1984. It's
Yeah.
getting mixed reviews online right now, from what
Right.
I can see.
And they're already talking of a part 3 coming
Yep,
out.
it's already been announced.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch Wonder Woman, there's no movie theaters, so you have to do it like on Amazon
Right.
Prime or whatever your outlet, your favorite outlet
Yeah,
is.
sit in your living room and watch it in the
Yeah.
comfort of your own home.
Yep, and then tell us what you think of it, because I want to know before I spend the $30.
Right, right.
Cheap like that.
Yeah. Maybe we might find one of those bootleg movie places.
Ever cheap.
Oh, $30, huh?
Oh, I thought you were telling me to come over and you just got these bootleg tapes.
Are you pitching in or what?
Heck, you're just skipping. Ever cheap.
Ever cheap. Don't even work.
Yeah.
Some guy shooting it on his cell phone.
Yeah. The bootlegs do save you a pretty penny, though. You
They
gotta
do,
admit.
they
You
do.
gotta
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
Don't wanna
lie.
bash the
I've
bootlegs.
had a few of them in my time.
Right? Yep. So instead of the 30 bones, I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't advocate piracy by any means.
Not
so.
at all. Not at all. But I do support local native business. Just saying. Shop local, shop native.
That's right. That's right. That's definitely right. And also a new movie, which is another great premise, Soul, animated movie by
Yeah.
Pixar came out.
I
and-
just watched that. Like,
Cool.
2
What'd you
nights
think,
ago.
man?
I liked it. It touched my heart. And like
Yeah. It's got good morals,
had
good
some
good message.
great message behind it. Yeah.
And it's like a cool new premise because we've always heard of like what life after death. People speculate, but they've
Right.
never had anyone really speculate what life, like what your soul
Right.
is before you get into your form,
Right.
like your physical form, right? So,
Yeah. So
where you
that
get your
was-
personality and stuff, right?
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's really neat.
Jamie Foxx was one of the voices in
Right.
there. Not sure who else was one of the major
Cool.
voices. but it was a
I
good
got to see
show.
that show. So yeah, these are the things that I'm like seeing that people are really talking about online, and it's getting great reviews, right? So
Yeah, it was
Pixar.
good. I'd recommend it.
Yep. I don't know if you heard this, but an Aussie model, Jessica Hart, has named her newborn daughter Baby after the hit movie Dirty Dancing.
Baby. Wow.
Nobody.
How creative. She must be a model.
Nobody puts Baby in the corner.
Yeah, wild. Yeah, she should have named it Swayze.
Right?
That would have been cooler than Baby. Like, if she's a Dirty Dancing fan, come on now. Baby. Come here, baby.
You had a little bit of cheats going on there. Come here, baby.
Come here, baby. Baby.
That would be messed up.
Yeah.
Because they were like, come on, baby, and she turned around, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
like, what the- yeah,
they'd
what
be
the hell?
thinking they got a chance with her, but that's
Yeah.
actually her name.
That's right, yeah.
Come here, baby.
Yeah. Hey, baby. Like, what?
Oh, she loves me. She looked back.
Oh, that's my baby. Oh, man. Like, she went totally wrong there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's a parent's job to make sure that your names aren't getting your ass kicked on the
It's like
playground.
a boy named Sue.
That was a hit song.
Yeah,
though.
it was, yeah. There's a girl named Baby.
Baby, baby. You're my baby, baby.
Yeah, Baby. I like that. I kind of like it.
Right. I don't know.
I like it, but I
I'm
don't.
liking it more as we say it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's
It's
growing
better
on me.
It's better than Apple.
Yeah, true.
You know, I don't know. Baby,
Yeah.
baby,
Baby.
baby.
Yeah, it's like naming your puppy.
Right.
What the heck?
What's his name? Puppy. What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think his name
Spot?
is? His name was Dave?
I think his name was Dave.
It's Puppy. It's Puppy.
Oh, dude. That's too funny. Some scary news out of Nashville. Did you see this?
Oh, man.
That RV?
Yeah, the explosion, the
That
bombing.
is crazy, dude.
Yeah. And they had there was a warning playing from this RV
Right before
before it detonated, I guess.
yeah, really something really creepy and cryptic too. You
Yeah.
know.
Like a message saying evacuate.
Yep. I just thought that was pretty crazy, and this was on Christmas morning, dude.
Yeah. Downtown Nashville, right?
Yep,
Like-
downtown Nashville. They found human remains later were found, and they're assumed that it's this guy because they assumed he blew himself up in the explosion
Yeah.
inside the RV. No reason why. They don't have any reason why,
Yeah, no
but
motive.
no motive. But they do have a after 500 leads from the public. You know, with that they reckon people recognize that RV.
Right.
And this couple recognized their neighbor's RV was here for years, and it was gone all of a sudden, and they thought it was peculiar, and I guess it led them to a 63-year-old man named Anthony Q. Warner, who's believed to be the guy there. He actually worked at the building where he was in front of the AT&T building.
Yeah,
He went in
computer
there,
consultant.
Yeah, he went there to help fix computers and stuff. So,
Wild.
isn't that wild?
That is wild. Like,
That's scary.
yeah, what would be the motive for downtown Nashville getting bombed?
Right.
You know, like
Suicide committing
Yeah.
suicide too, right? And people are saying too that they had no inclination. There's no trail like on no Google searches of anything that would tip off the FBI. You know how they
Right,
they can
yeah.
tip things off
yeah,
by
there's
just
usually a lead up, like
Yeah.
yeah, like the guy would
crazy.
have left a trail.
Just one day, just boom,
Wild.
crazy.
Yeah, some crazy people out there.
Oh, so maybe there was a little bit of a tip off. I guess his girlfriend called
A year
in
prior.
advance. Wow, and the police showed up and he was making bombs.
Wow.
So that is crazy, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, they should have followed up on their leads.
They should have kept an eye on him,
Yeah,
innit?
like I imagine anybody can call in anything, and I know people do.
Right.
Just to call people in on stuff, and police don't have to follow up on
Right.
it because it's just a random call.
Right,
But some of these are probably real calls that they should, and look at what it led to.
right. On Christmas morning, though, man,
Yeah.
in Nashville, we're already going through all this crap, this COVID.
Yeah.
Families can't be together, and now he's like, man, it's just disrupted even more so, right? And
Right. Maybe COVID played a part in it. Maybe he was stir crazy from being home, and
right.
who knows?
And no one's really talking about it. All they can talk about is the Twisted Tea guy.
Oh man.
I thought that was Weasel.
The one talking smack?
Yeah.
Kind of look like Bonet.
Like Bonet. Now we got to pay them royalties if they're watching. Sean, you're watching. I know he does because he does watch our show. We got to shoot you some two cents, couple cents now.
Yeah. Free mug.
Bonet.
Free mug.
Free mug for Bonan. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but that's crazy, man. It's viral, and the memes are getting out of hand. Like we were talking about memes with Don Burnstick, remember?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
said that they can be mean.
They're borderline bullyish, some of them.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them are over the borderline bullyish.
I never thought about it like that.
But yeah.
Kind of makes me think of the Nate Robinson one too, man. Somebody was saying
Never box again. and shit.
yesterday. Somebody was saying, "Is Nate Robinson still laying there?" Somebody said, and it just made me think, "Oh my God, we should do Harv N Jace New Year's ball dropping like Nate's still in the background."
Laid out under the table.
But is that mean though? You know what I mean? That's mean though, right?
It's kind of mean, but yeah. Nate Robinson ain't liking that.
I don't know, man.
Unless he's
But
got a
I
good
never
sense
thought
of
about it.
humor.
I'm glad I got that perspective though, because
Right.
I could see things through a different lens now. So that's kind of
Right.
that's really cool. Because we want to be funny. Like we've never wanted to hurt nobody's feelings or
Right,
anything,
yeah,
right?
we're not trying to offend anybody.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to offend you guys who watch us at home, man.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's really cool. Just scary about that Nashville stuff, dude. So.
Yeah, it's terrible news.
But some good stuff is going on, and because it's the end of the year, I want to talk a little bit about Land Back Lane, and that's part of the reason why we started the Harv N Jace show too, is because
Yeah.
we had to
Shed
get
some
that
light.
information out there.
Yep.
Like there wasn't a lot of when we started, there was no coverage of it, so I think
Right.
we had a good part of
Any
helping
coverage that was of it was negative.
biased, and it was non-indigenous point perspective, right?
Right.
So the fact that we did it, and now there's all kinds of media there, and a lot of information now. It's so good because what it did is gave information to Caledonia as well.
Right.
Whereas before they were only getting fed by the media, right?
Right.
Which is very biased towards us. But now they have a commissioner in Caledonia who is like aligning themselves with Skylar and the group they're forming over there, and it's so inspiring because it's the Confederacy chiefs showing up, clan mothers, and elected council and councilors are showing up. It is amazing, and they're all with that Caledonia Alliance and Skylar's team. Those guys all together are calling for the federal government. Say, look at if we can get together. This has been their number one excuse. Oh, you guys can't get together. Who do we talk to? Well, now they're all together.
Right. That's
So
the
that's not an
unity we
excuse
needed.
anymore.
Yeah.
They're calling on the government, Carolyn Burnett, Bennett,
Trudeau,
and
Ford.
Trudeau, Ford, to get into those talks because these guys are unifying.
And it seems like they just want to throw the ball around all the time. Canada
Right.
says it's a provincial thing. The province says it's a federal thing.
Right.
The feds say it's a crown matter.
Well, let's get them all in the same room. Then they
Get all
can't
in
pass the
same
buck.
room, and yeah,
They can't say it's federal. Then they'll,
Yeah.
get them arguing,
get in
right?
the same room, lock the doors, and let's get this deal done.
No, but it's inspiring. We've done our part, so we calling on as well. We stand in unity with all those guys to make sure that they get to the table.
Yeah.
It's so important. They can end this, and they can change the way land is dealt with in the future, with the way treaties is dealt with in the future, the way Indigenous people are
We could
treated.
start making some actual progress and moving forward
Right.
together instead of butting heads all
Right.
the time.
I'm so inspired because everyone that, in September that we talked to was like, oh, it'll never happen. Confederacy and all them will never happen.
Right.
And it's happening.
Right.
And we knew it would.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. So
It's a great
kudos.
time to be alive.
Great time to be alive. Great time to be Indigenous. I'm so proud of that.
Yes.
That everyone's coming together for one purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. So cool.
Kudos.
So we're going into 2020, 21 unified. Keep
Yes.
that in mind, friends.
Keep that unity strong.
That's powerful. Rattle-worthy too.
Yes.
Yee, go Six Nations, go. Anyways, Americans are feeling the heat as unemployment benefits expired for millions who are struggling with to make ends meet, as Donald Trump refused to sign the year-end COVID relief because he is trying to get them more money, right?
Right.
Like $600.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get everyone $2,000, and he's just getting people are against it, his own people too, right?
Right. He should have just went and used these presidential powers
he
and
can do.
Just did it. But,
Yep. But maybe there's hope because
I'm sure there's boundaries he has to cross.
right.
But
A lot of people are upset because the benefits expired at midnight, right? But they were just saying that just put this bill through so they can get money now, which $600 to me isn't that much money anyway.
$600 ain't gonna really do much.
In
at
America,
all.
it's more than Canada, though, right?
Yeah.
$600 in Canada is not much, but in America, the equivalent in Canada maybe
Maybe-
$1,200, right?
Maybe about $1,000.
Maybe?
Roughly.
Oh, yeah? Is
1,000,
that-
maybe
that's low now?
$1,200 is being very
generous.
generous. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's still hope because they said sign this, get them to 600, and then go for the extra money,
Right.
later. So I hope that gets dealt with because
Right. And the cost of living, is way more than $600 per month.
Right.
Per person.
Totally.
And that's what they're getting per family, probably.
right, totally. It's scary. It's scary, scary, scary. COVID has just made things scary and uncertain, and I just feel for people. And at a time where we're supposed to be hopeful and Christmas and New Year,
We're
but
in this
let's be
shutdown
hopeful.
right now. We got a little better than 3 weeks to
Right.
go here
Yeah.
in Ontario,
Yeah.
southern Ontario. So
Yeah.
we'll get past this and see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna come out the other side one day, right? A couple
Yeah.
years it might take, right? That's what
Yeah.
people are saying. Even the Don Burnstick,
Yeah,
remember?
talking about the Spanish flu thing,
Right, took a
100
few-
years ago, roughly, lasted
Took a few
2
years to dissipate.
Right.
You know, before people got back to normal.
Right.
COVID, it's taken its toll on the sea too. This company, environmental group, said that more than 1.5 billion disposable masks will end up in the sea, in the world's
Yeah.
oceans.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, they probably never thought about that when all these
Right.
masks were in high demand. You know, it's like even worse than the water bottle thing.
Right.
Because, like, all these water bottles.
And they're
are
using them
polluted.
every day, all day, every day. So
Yeah.
like that time,
And
billions
how
of people.
have converted. Well, I myself being one of them.
Right.
From buying bottled water by the case. Now I just buy like a bottle.
The glass bottle that you refill or
refillable,
whatever.
Reusable water bottle.
Right.
So,
And people
I
do
have the mask. You know, that's washable, reusable.
Right. And then the bamboo straws and stuff now that are
Yeah.
people doing. But they said that it takes 450 years for that
For
disposable
the
mask.
biodegrade or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And he said the straps, the ear straps, are a huge thing for wildlife.
Entanglement.
Yeah, entanglement. Oh, scary.
Yeah. Just like the 6-pack container things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear that big explosion in Hamilton at the
I heard at DeFasco.
Fasco? That's crazy, eh?
Yeah. It is. Yeah. A lot of local guys work around there. So
Right.
glad nobody was really.
I know
hurt
my
or
dad
nothing.
used to work in the steel company, but in Nanacoke too. So anyone whose family was there to hear that big explosion and to see that must have been some scary stuff,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Because I know it was scary. That
And
did
there
you
was
watch
no-
the video?
Yeah. There's no real injuries reported though, right?
Right.
So that's
That's good news.
amazing. Yeah. It's a miracle.
Did you see the video though? It just started like that little thing, and I was like, oh, that's not that big. And
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. It was a blast.
Yeah, it was insane. I guess they're saying it's confirmed that a slag pit eruption, which is just iron, right?
Yeah.
At a blast like furnace where liquid slag came into contact with moisture, it caused the explosion. Moisture
Wow.
in that hot iron like that,
Yeah.
liquefied. Woo,
Wow.
the slag. And this is nuts. A man, you know what I'm talking about,
Oh.
tried to tame a wild African hippo.
Humphrey.
Named him Humphrey. So Humphrey the hippo.
Yes.
Rescued him as a cub. The man was killed by the hippo when it was found that the hippo had mauled the man and submerged him in the water for an unknown amount of time till he was dead, I assume.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. Like,
Raised him from like a cub, and these
Yeah.
things are dangerous.
yeah, hippos are hippos. They're wild animals. It don't matter how long you had it. I
Right.
don't think it's still.
They're
It's still
like-
a hippo.
They're like rated the most powerful,
The most dangerous. Too, I
most
think.
dangerous, like on a continent, Africa, that has the most powerful and dangerous animals, and they're like
Yeah.
number one, right?
Yeah, they're the most dangerous.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
Even more dangerous than lions.
They don't eat meat, and they just kill for fun.
Ooh.
So he was
Cold.
They went.
Humphrey's cold.
Humphrey is cold, dude.
Yeah.
He didn't want to eat him. He just wanted to show him, kill him.
Yeah, you don't care. He raised him.
It's crazy, dude. And feeds him and
Yeah.
feeds him.
Every day.
Hippos, like I said, it's crazy.
Humphrey don't play.
Hippos kill more people than mosquito, or second most than mosquitoes in Africa.
Yeah.
500 a year or
The
something.
mosquitoes
Like
carry all the terrible malaria.
that. Yeah,
all
so
those
it's
rough
just not really a
diseases out there,
comparison,
so,
right?
yeah.
So without mosquitoes, hippos are number one for killing up to 500 people every year in Africa, and you think you can tame that? That's
To
nuts.
try to domesticate one is crazy. Like,
Remember the magicians that domesticated?
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, domesticated
Yeah.
those lions, and from babies.
and then one attacked them, right?
It's just their animal instinct. You can't get that out of their DNA, right?
Yeah, there was a guy, the grizzly man, who went to Alaska.
Right.
He tried to live with grizzly bears, and him and his woman ended up getting eaten by the grizzly bears.
Yeah, so I just and then I just don't mess with it. Then leave those guys alone. They're not here for us, man. They're
Right.
here doing what they do to the economy, the ecosystem, right? They just do what they do, right?
Right.
You're not supposed to be trying to, like, what does men always do that? Like, man, like as a human race, try to conquer things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
try to take things, domesticate and
Yeah.
conquer and like show dominance
Colonize
or
them,
whatever,
and yeah. They probably did try and show that animal dominance, and he's
Yeah.
probably like, "Are you nuts?"
Right.
I don't know. It's just
Humphrey.
it is what it is. Humphrey the hippo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. This is also really cool. There's a new hotline in Toronto called the Anti Hotline. Did you
Oh
hear that?
yes.
Did you check that out?
I haven't called it yet.
But it offers.
Not yet. Dude.
It's not what you think, though. It's a great marketing way to get the information out there, right? Because now everyone's anti-hotline, right?
It's for help, right?
Yeah. I offer support in the GTA during the pandemic to Indigenous people. The antis help connect callers with a wide range of support options like midwives, doctors, healthcare, COVID testing stuff. So they are there for a reason.
Well, I was gonna call and see if we couldn't set Uncle up.
Yeah, right. That would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool. So if you want to get a hold of them, you can get a hold of them at 437-703-6703. So if you
that's your auntie's number.
Auntie, for real.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. The NHL, we just talked with Brandon Montour.
Yes.
All Canadian division is given the green light.
Yep.
Remember we were talking about will it happen, won't it happen?
Yep. Wondering where they were gonna play.
Right. And the provinces have been just announced that they can play in their own arenas now without being in a bubble. You remember they did the Edmonton-Toronto bubble?
Yeah.
Now
which was cool for Toronto, I guess.
Yeah. But now Ottawa, Winnipeg, everyone can play in their home arenas now. Isn't that cool?
That's cool, yeah.
Give them that home ice advantage.
Yeah.
The season kicks off January 13th. So
I'm excited for that.
Very excited.
See some Brandon Montour action.
Yeah.
See the Leafs go again.
That's right. Team Canada opened the World Juniors with a drubbing 16-2. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was
over Germany.
Pounding. Yeah, they didn't let up. That
16-2.
You cannot teach a thoroughbred to run half pace.
That's right. That's what basically they were saying.
So that's what happened there, Germany.
And I asked somebody that before when I was playing hockey with them, a really elite person. I think it was Cam Salt. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Hey man, why you ever take it easy?" You know what I mean? Because he just goes it's just so effortlessly, and he's like, I can't, because I'll develop bad habits, right? So.
Right.
That's what kind of Canada was saying there too.
Yeah.
But I guess Germany was like, they played the night before Finland and they gave it everything they had and they lost 5-3 against Finland. So they had nothing left in the tank. They're playing twice in 24 hours. And then they lost a lot of players to COVID protocol too. So
they were down to like 14 skaters,
players,
right?
yeah. And they were taking on Canada, which had 19 first-round draft picks in the lineup. And they would have had 20, but the captain, Kirby Doc, got hurt.
Wow.
20 first-round draft picks in the NHL. That's daunting, man.
Yeah, if they don't come home with the gold, it's going to be
insane.
It's pretty much theirs to lose.
They're 3-0 right now. They beat Slovakia, and then they just beat Switzerland last night.
10-0. Yeah, I think they're en route to pretty good results.
They're kicking butt right now. So, that's going on right now. And this is really cool. We talked with Don Burnstick. He had the Ethan Bear jersey in the background.
Yeah.
And he just signed,
defenseman.
another native Indigenous player, signed with the Edmonton Oilers, a 2-year contract for $4 million.
Yeah,
so.
I believe he's a Cree.
Yep.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
and he wore his Cree italics.
Yeah, I seen that jersey.
Yeah. Instead of bear, he had his. That's amazing.
And the Cree dialect.
Yeah, and the Cree dialect. It's so cool that this kind of stuff is happening for Indigenous people, man. We're rising up and we're being very, very successful.
We're everywhere in every facet of life.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
A Las Vegas man, this is crazy, lost $700,000 betting on the Bills versus Patriots on Monday night.
Wow.
Yeah. The Bills, they've been getting whooped by the Patriots for like forever.
Since time immemorial.
All right.
I believe I said it right. I don't have my linguistics manager with me tonight.
But now it's like the shoe's on the other foot. I kind of think this guy was betting using all that history. That's gone now. Tom Brady's gone. That defense is gone. Those players are gone.
Patriots.
Yeah, and he was so sure he bet $700,000. They got whooped, dude.
That's what he gets.
Buffalo whooped them. Literally 36-9.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even close.
Yeah, they're having a great season, the Bills.
They're amazing. They're 12-3 now.
Yeah.
Yep. One more game to go against Miami, and who knows if it'll be Tua or Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Yep. So who knows? They're going. They have a really good chance this year, and the Raptors are stumbling out of the gate. Man, we're 0-3.
Yeah.
After losing to Philly 100-93, they're actually playing again right now.
Yeah.
But. Yep, they're just starting out slow.
Start.
New players.
They kind of have been known to have slow starts in the past. So
we lost Kawhi, Danny Green, Ibaka, Gasol. So that's going to create serious problems too, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's pretty cool.
Lowry's sitting out right now. Is he back?
Yeah, Lowry's playing.
He's back.
Yep. But yeah, it's really cool. So the new year is going to be really exciting. We have so much cool stuff happening. We're up to date on everything on 2020 now.
I hope so, yeah.
Yep, and everything's concluded.
Unless something happens in the dying seconds, like, like Trump announces those aliens.
I know.
I'm waiting
we'll bring
for
it to you next week.
I'm waiting for that.
Happy New Year's, guys. I know we're not allowed to be out and doing the big New Year's things
and if you
together.
are celebrating, don't be drinking and driving.
That's right.
Stay home.
Please,
stay
please,
safe.
please be safe. Get a cab. I'm sure you have family members who are sober that would love to drive you or would love to pick you up.
Right.
And pick you up. You know, like do the right thing. And just be safe. Like we were saying, everyone's just saying be safe. We're almost out of this, right? Like the vaccine's coming. You know, the numbers are going down in Alberta, like Don said. So like we're hoping for that in Ontario soon. We're the biggest.
As long as everybody behaves themselves for New Year's Eve, I think we'll have some numbers staying down. But if everybody goes and thinks they can party, take the masks off and start kissing strangers, you know, then that's just going to be a recipe for disaster again.
So this is awesome. We got to talk with Don Burnstick, man.
Yeah, Don Burnstick, and we got some great guests coming up in the
new year. And we laughed.
Yes,
and
he got to cut me up.
And he cut you up. He was scatting and bee-bumping all over you.
Yeah.
When does that happen? Like an icon gets to come on and he gets to cut you up, because you know that's what comedians do.
Yeah.
I went to one comedian show in New York, and literally because he started heckling me.
When you get heckled or roasted, that's when you know. Maybe there's a connection.
Yeah, it's like those memes when I love this meme where it says when you're getting roasted by everyone, all you can do is mock or laugh, and it's got that little kid face. That's my favorite meme. You know? All you can do is mock or laugh. That was you tonight with Don.
Like this. Uncle?
That's what your face. Like, oh, he's up, Nev.
Like this.
Like this. Oh, he's up, Nev. Oh my God!
Did you see that meme?
Yeah. That's a Leonardo DiCaprio meme, right? Yeah. When he was young and he was in that movie.
When he was young and wild.
He was in that movie about was eating Gilbert Grape, right? And he was like had mental.
I'm the young mental.
Like
nephew.
this, uncle, and then he settled down there in that. And it was Leo when he was older.
Yeah.
See, now that one's not mean.
No, that was great.
That's a great joke. Oh, man. Thank goodness for this content and memes and stuff to keep us laughing through. Like, that's what Don said, right? This laughter is an indigenous thing, but I know laughter can bring everyone together, too, no matter what race you are, right? Like,
right.
What's funny is
the
funny.
best medicine, you know?
That twisted teeth
contagious.
thing. That twisted teeth thing, man.
Yeah.
Getting smacked.
That was funny, and it was justice at the same time.
Man, that was too much, man. Yeah. I can't handle it.
I
the
watched
memes.
it like from beginning to end, and it's great. Like,
I know about the memes,
but
man.
If you watch it through, like that can get punched out a bit and choked out, and it's awesome.
You could literally scroll right now after the show and go scroll, man. But make sure you subscribe first to YouTube. But go to our Darren Ross agency, or not Darren Ross agency.
Harv N Jace show.
Go to our harvnjace.com and subscribe. We've got so much cool stuff. You're gonna get mugs, T-shirts, exclusive stuff, exclusive shout-outs, and you're gonna see content first. We're gonna give you chances to see our specials and music specials exclusive for our subscribers. So make sure that you do that. We want to thank Mohawk Towing, who came on as
go to
a sponsor.
Mohawk Towing if you need any towing needs.
Jukasa Designs, our first sponsor. We want to give him a shout out at the end of this year too.
Right.
And everyone who's helping us, Troy, my brother Troy, and our Artie, Jimmy James, Cam Bomberry, all our guests,
the Snipe guys, Shub,
Jennifer Podemski, Brandon Montour, oh my goodness, Cam Bomberry, Cody Jameson, Skylar and Micah. Oh man, everybody
watching, listening.
We just thank you for a great end to 2020 for us.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys have a great end to 2020 and an even more prosperous, more successful, more happy 2021.
Yeah, we got to move on up from here.
All right.
New Year.
We'll see you in New Year.
It's the Harv N Jace show.